We ready?
Yep. Coach, we'll get you started here with Will Guillory.
So, Coach, this is Will from The Athletic. I'm sure you heard about the passing of John Lewis. I'm curious just if you ever had any interactions with him before, and what are your thoughts just on his legacy?
You know what? I have not, but it's funny you asked that because we just talked about him as we brought it in practice. I just told him that, I just told the guys to take a look tonight and just go online and read about him, all the things that he experienced during the Jim Crow era. And, hey, everybody knows about the whole bridge incident, trying to get across that bridge. And in so many instances, he was with Dr. King when so many things happened. So, just a great man that fought for a lot of things that we're experiencing right now. I mean, obviously we got a long way to go, but he was a pioneer in getting us to where we are right now because he was relentless in what he did and very dedicated to the cause.
Hey, Coach, this is Christian Clark with Ball.com. I was looking at some of the passing numbers today in video, and a really high number of his assists come when he's behind the half-court line. Do you talk to him about throwing it ahead like that? Is that something he naturally does? Just what are those conversations like?
Well, number one, I think he naturally does it. He's been that way, pretty much his whole basketball career, really. And what it does is that it creates a situation where your big guys are going to run a lot more if they think that they have an opportunity to get the basketball. So it's more on him. We like to pitch ahead, and we emphasize pitching the ball ahead and being able to try to create numbers. But in his case, I think it's something that has come natural to his game, really.
Hi, Alvin. It's Joe Varden from The Athletic.
Hey, Joe.
Hi. Hey. I apologize. I'm sure you've been asked this before, but how have your conversations with Zion been since he's left? And is there any expectation, or that's probably the wrong word, are you looking to see if he might be able to make it back before July 30th?
I have not talked to him. No, I have not been in contact with him, and I don't have any information other than that. So I'm not real sure exactly what the status is right now, but I'm sure as soon as we get information, we'll let you guys know.
Thank you.
Hey, Alvin, it's Tim Reynolds with the Associated Press.
Hey, Tim.
Adam has been very open about one of the reasons why we're here is to continue the conversation on change and the need for change, the need for justice, and all those things. We know how much it's affected players, and coaches are obviously taking a big role in it as well. How rewarding is that for you to see that it's not just a player issue, it's a coach issue, and a lot of white coaches. Rick Carlisle is reading from the Equal Justice calendar to his team every day. How much has that meant to you that all coaches really seem to have taken a huge interest in this as well?
Well, I think it just speaks volumes about the coaches in this league, and I think it speaks volumes about where we're trying to get to as a country. I still think that obviously we have a long way to go, but it has to start somewhere, and the lines of communication has to start somewhere. This is we've got a great venue to do it. We got a great platform to do it on here, and I think you're going to see a lot of things happen here, in the next month. And I think it's something that's going to continue. We have a lot of protest marches and things like that, but I think a lot that's happening now is that the marches are being put into action, and I think as long as that's the case, and it has been, a lot of the coaches. We have 6 black coaches in the league right now, but we're very dedicated as an organization, as a coaches organization, to trying to eliminate systemic racism as much as we possibly can. And all of those guys have been on board with this, and all of us are going to be speaking even more on that as the weeks go on.
Hey, Coach, how you doing? This is Ollie Cosell with the Bird Rights. I was curious, instead of asking you again about practice, where do you feel like the guys are currently? Because you talked about how you want them to ramp up to where by the time you guys play your first game, everybody be in game shape, all ready to go. Do you like the progress that you guys have made, and are the guys looking forward to basically getting to the scrimmages too, starting to play some games?
I'll answer the second question first. They're definitely want to get to playing scrimmages or games and just playing against different competition than we have been every day playing against each other in practice. So I think they're really looking forward to it. We're only basically 4 days away from that happening. So I think the guys are excited about that from a scrimmage standpoint. And just to be able to get out on the floor and play in game-like situations rather than practice. So, I went over to the venue today and had a walkthrough with some of the NBA people. They've done you guys won't believe it, they've done an amazing job with the arena. And I think everybody assumed that we were just going to play in an empty arena and you're going to hear the balls bouncing and the officials talking. But I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised when you see the atmosphere that we're going to be playing in.
Great, thanks.
Coach, people have talked about throughout the season about, obviously Brandon Ingram was first time All-Star this year, but people have talked about him as a most improved player candidate, and Lonzo also kind of is in that conversation as a guy who's improved so much from year to year. How unique is it from your experience to have two guys that have made a jump like that, as well as it seems like you've had some other guys that in season have made a real big improvement from the beginning of the year until now?
Well, when we traded for these guys, we thought that they had a ton of potential. We were excited about having them on our team. I think Lonzo finally got himself healthy. When he got himself healthy, he played at a real high level for us, and he shot the ball extremely well. And I think a lot of that credit goes to Fred. A lot of it goes to Lonzo because he's put in the work. He's really put in the work. And as far as Brandon, we were excited as heck to get him because we thought that potentially he could be an all-star. He played at a real high level. I'll be very disappointed if he's not the most improved player in the league because I think he took a tremendous jump this year and making the all-star team. But just overall of being able to be that guy that we could count on near the end of the game and go to him at the end of the game. You saw what happened in our Utah game at home. We needed a big possession and a big shot, and he came up with it for us. But as I said, I think both those guys have made a tremendous jump. And like I said, I really do believe that Brandon Ingram is the most improved player in this league.
Hey, Coach, it's Andrew from ESPN. We've heard today that the initial exhibition games are going to be 10-minute quarters instead of 12-minute quarters. Have you heard of any other differences that will be there in those exhibition games before you get to the seeding ones?
I don't think so, but we've talked a lot about it as coaches, and we've talked a lot about it with the league. And this is something that I think we're just it's going to be an experimental thing, the first games, to see if that's something that we may want to do with the other games. But as I said, this is something that is new to everyone here, and we're doing this on the fly. And the NBA has done an outstanding job of having this so well organized that we could have an opportunity to maybe experiment with the first games. But I think for us, the whole thing is just getting ready and and having an opportunity to play. And so whatever that is, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, I think you're going to see an exciting bunch of guys with all the 22 teams here just having an opportunity to play.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thank you, Coach. That's it.
All right. Appreciate it, guys. See you later.
Good trouble. All right, guys, we'll get started here with JJ. Jim Eichenhofer, you can start us off.
Hey JJ, people have talked a lot this season about how BI is a most improved player candidate. Obviously, he was a first-time All-Star this year, and Lonzo also has really made a big improvement this season. How enjoyable has it been for you guys as a team to see just the improvement that those guys have made? And it seems like really across the board, you've had a lot of guys on the team that have made improvements this season.
Yeah, I think both those guys have taken steps forward. They, the scary thing is they probably haven't reached their ceiling yet. They're such young players and have such physical gifts that they're still learning how to use. But both those guys took huge steps forward, and and you saw BI make an All-Star game, and Lonzo will be an All-Star someday. So both those guys have such a bright future, and as their teammate, it's great to see them improve and play at such a high level.
Hey JJ, it's Tim Reynolds with the Associated Press. Did you make, forgive me for not knowing this, I did try to look it up. Did you make playoffs all 4 years of high school?
Yes.
What is that, so high school, college, and NBA, what is this postseason annual appearance for you meant? Do you think about it much? Do you think about it when you're asked? Is it a little bit of a badge of honor to have always been on every team you've ever been on?
I don't know that it means anything to me because it's just normal. and I don't mean that in any sort of, pretentious way. It's what I'm accustomed to, is just playing deep into the season. When I had, the 2 years in Orlando where we made the finals and made the conference finals, that was pretty early on in my career, and I just, we had everybody under contract, and I thought it was just going to be an annual thing to play on the Magic and play in the conference finals, and haven't been back to the conference finals since 2010. So, it's nice to make the playoffs, but the deeper meaning for me is the pursuit of a championship, and I'm at the end of towards the end of the road here, so hoping that becomes a reality at some point.
Hey JJ, it's Joe Barton from The Athletic. You just mentioned it, that you were kind of getting towards the end of the road, I guess. You're 36, but with sort of the weirdness of the stopping and starting due to this pandemic, and then whatever happens next season, do you think that the uncertainty of like maybe the next year and a half in the NBA would have an impact on how long you play or want to play?
That's a great question, Joe. Actually, that is a great question. The answer is yes. And first of all, I just turned 36, but I feel like I look at least 34 and a half. Okay, so I feel good still. I feel like I have years left in my body. As many of you know that have children and a family, as they get older and you start missing milestones, it becomes harder to be away from them. I think as an athlete, you always want to have some sort of storybook ending. Most of us don't get to have that. And so when you get towards the end, at least my thought process is, as I get towards the end, you sort of examine things in the moment. And yeah, if there's uncertainty about next season and maybe even beyond that, it's in the back of my mind about how much longer I want to play. I don't know what normal looks like for the foreseeable future. None of us do, and so you're just examining it in real time with the information you have.
What's up, JJ? This is Will Guillory from The Athletic. What do you think about just the progress you guys have made down there in Orlando during these practices, and how much are you looking forward to this, just going against some other teams and kind of testing where you guys are?
Yeah, I think we're in a good position. We've probably got up and down full court and scrimmaged, I would imagine, as much as anybody. We've had eight days of of live basketball, with contact. So we've gotten after it, trying to get our rhythm back, and I think we've made progress there. I said this the other day when it was like July 14th, and I was like, man, we still got 16 more days till we play an actual game. So that's in the back of your mind, because we came down here to play basketball games and not just practice in convention centers. So we're looking forward to, obviously, the scrimmages next week, but we're really looking forward to the 30th and getting going on these seeding games.
Hey, JJ, this is Ollie with the Bird Rights, and thank you, Will, for grabbing my question. So, JJ, let me ask you this. You guys have been there in the bubble now for about 10 games. Are you guys a little bit now sensing the walls are beginning to close in? Or are you still, or is everything still really good? You guys are still in great spirits and all that?
I get the sense that we're in great spirits. I'll say this again. I think the NBA has done an amazing job in pulling this thing off. I'm really excited to see what the arena sort of atmosphere is like and what that feel is going to be like. But I know we had some people from the organization go over earlier today and check that out, and they said it was amazing. The NBA has just, and the NBPA has worked extremely hard to pull this thing off. I'm grateful to be here, truthfully. I mean, I think for a lot of us, we just want to do our job, and we want to do what we love and play basketball, and being around your teammates and getting on the bus and talking shit after practice. I mean, that's the normal. So we're enjoying this.
Good. Thanks, JJ.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, you'll look over here to answer.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Oh.
All right, guys, if y'all want to raise your hands in the chat for Lonzo, we'll get started.
Look this way.
Yes, sir.
We'll have Shamit Dewis start off.
Hey Lonzo, just wanted to check in on what the defensive focus has been on practice and how you guys are coming along at that end. They released some highlights and looked like you in particular were doing a great job, and just wanted to get your feel on where the team is at defensively at the moment.
Yeah, our main focus is definitely on defense. We feel like we have enough weapons, to be cool on offense. So as long as we stop people, we put ourselves in a good position to win, and we're kind of harping on that in practice.
Lonzo, I know for both you and BI this season, people have talked about you guys as in the conversation for most improved player candidate. How rewarding is it to you to hear your name mentioned in that conversation, acknowledging the jump that you made this year?
I mean, it's nice to be in the convo, but I really just want to win. I'm happy that we started to turn the season around, towards the end, and put ourselves in a position to at least, have a chance at the playoffs, and that's really all I care about.
Joe Barton, go ahead.
Hey Lonzo, Joe Barton from The Athletic. Have you gotten a chance to talk to Zion since he left, and what can you share about that?
No, I have not. No, I wish him the best, though.
What's up, Lonzo? This is Will Guillory from The Athletic. Going back to Jim's question, how important has it been in your development to have somebody like B.I. that can push you in the gym every day, and likewise with you with him, and how much has that affected your growth?
Yeah, I mean, both of us are gym rats. We're very close off the court, which helps as well. But like you said, whenever, if I don't want to go in the gym, he's going to go in, and then it's going to make me go in. And if he, vice versa, if he doesn't want to and I'm in there, he's obviously going to come as well, too. So it's always nice having somebody run the same race with you, just supporting each other on and off the floor.
So Alvin told us about, he said at the end of practice, he talked to you guys about John Lewis, who had just passed. What, if anything, did you know about his journey before this, and just kind of share maybe what you know about that.
Yeah, I didn't know too much about him, but Coach Gentry definitely touched on him. You know, encouraged us all to read about him today. So that's what we're going to do when we get home.
Thanks, so.
Lonzo, this is Christian Clark with NOLA.com. JJ just said, you guys have played a bunch of 5-on-5 the past 8 days. Just physically, do you feel ready to play, 5-on-5 in a scrimmage 4 days from now?
Yeah, I think that's necessary. The quick turnaround we had being off for the 3 months and then coming back and getting right into the season, I think we have no choice but to start playing 5-on-5 early and competitively. But I think, these next couple of days are definitely going to get us in tune for not only the scrimmage, but when we start playing on the 30th.
Hey, Lonzo, it's Tim Reynolds with the Associated Press. Every team's got vets, of course, and, even though you're still a young guy, you've been around a lot of vets in your basketball life. I'm curious what stands out to you about JJ's style and how he tries to help younger guys along.
Yeah, I mean, JJ's, grade professional. I mean, he comes in early, gets his work in. He goes hard every day in practice. You don't ever see him complaining, taking days off, and you can come to him for any advice, whether it's basketball or non-basketball related. He's going to help you out. JJ's, been around a while. He's been through life of life, seen a lot of things, so he can help all types of different guys.
Lonzo, Coach Gentry answered a question earlier about how you pass the ball ahead so well, and that's a kind of a staple of your game. He talked about how it's really nothing that the coaches have ever had to talk to you about or encourage because it's something that you do naturally. Where do you think that comes from as far as just your knack for wanting to throw ahead 40, 50 feet down the court?
That's just how I've been playing my whole life, so I guess it's credit to my pops. My little brothers would always be leaking out so I can get them the ball. And on this team, we got, a lot of different guys who can penetrate and get in the lane and start the offense as well. So to get them, a kick up ahead before the defense is set usually puts us in an advantage.
Hey, Lonzo, it's Joe again. Understanding that you're never promised the next day, like anything can happen, injury, whatever, I get that. But I'm wondering if, the current state of, with the virus and how that has already affected this season, you don't know when there's going to be a next season. I'm just wondering if that adds kind of a sense of urgency to take advantage of the moment that you have now. Even as a young
for me personally, I don't think so. I play the same every day. Like you said, whether the coronavirus is going on or not, you never know when you're going to pick up the ball again. So I play the same way regardless.
Thank you, Lonzo. That's it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Evan.